You see that? Watching my Hedge and Witch tarot. She's talking about spiritual warfare coming at me. And first card she pulls, a bunch of them flew out, but the one she got was a hostility card. I was like, usually more of an aggressor. I'm not all that hostile until I have an argument in the court of law. And the hostility card, it's like this. It's like, oh, this woman's standing there, and there's a disc of light around her, and it's like, And she says about that it's holding off the low vibrations that are coming at me. But look, even if as I do this, she says, I don't know, maybe even that I can do this is to block all the evil shit from coming at me. I know how to do it. It's right there in my hands. Look at him. I wouldn't be surprised if you could see it. I can feel it coming out of him right now. I've always had this. It's like there's energy that comes out of my hands. In dreams, I once dreamed that my dad was walking outside of the house through the window. I looked at him and I said, and I could feel it pressing back. This energy comes out of this stuff. And it hit his glasses on his face and pushed him back against his head. And he said, And I said, So there's energy that's passed. And just yesterday morning, I kept sleeping into the dream because I knew there was more to come, and I'm just getting rested right now. I'm convalescing. I'm in a place of contemplation, and I'm getting ready to come out of it. Why do you think I made it this far? I knew long ago if I kept getting noticed by evil shit that it would take me down. I'd have been dead at 27. I can still feel that damn energy in the palms of my hands. And yesterday morning, I kept sleeping, and I said, okay. And then I came in. It was like dusk coming in down this dirt road, and I realized, I flew. I went blowing down this road, just like 4 feet, just flying down this dirt road through the trees, and it coming dark. And I'd put my toe down. I'd have both of them down at times to slow down for a curve, and then I would lift the one so I could turn it like in a canoe, but whatever, like a rudder. And I just flying through these damn roads, and I came into a little town at twilight, and I was there, and I was still flying. And I've never done it this long in my life, but you know how it feels when you're flying in a dream. You talk about an astral projection, whatever. But there were people in this little town, and they were looking at me. And I looked at them as I'm above the ground, just levitating at this point. I always knew I could do it. And I said, I can go higher. And I put my hands down in that energy. I pushed it. And I feel like Iron Man is stealing from me because I was doing this long before the Tony Stark shit came out in the movies. I didn't even know about him otherwise, really. And I went right up to the top of the tallest building in that town. It had brown stones on it in the coming dim, not the coming light. It's coming, but it's still dim, but you can see colors. And I got up there, and I turned around, and I looked at everybody, and I turned back around, and I just came sliding down the side of the building, coming back to the ground, but just close enough to the building that I could touch it with my fingers. I felt the bricks under my fingers, and I came around, and I turned again. I said, It was possibly the best flying dream I've ever had. There was one with my dad in it too, but we don't get together as much as we used to because he's dead, but he still comes around. He told me the other night, you had enough. it's time to get up. And I got up and I got out of bed. I was doing something. You don't need to know everything that goes on with me. But it's this disc behind this woman. Or is it a woman? Maybe it's me. And back then they weren't used to men having hair that grew out of their heads that they didn't hate. And says there are low people coming my way. And that's the way I like it. It's exactly the way I like it. Because at least then you get to speak with them. And, well, I can learn as much from them as I can learn from myself at times. I'm okay. I'm okay. My aura is not so dark as it was some time ago. Time to head back into the light. Thank you, Hedge Witch Tarot. Thank you, Deborah. We love you.